Okay, so today we're diving into something pretty cool, I think.
Yeah.
You've probably dreamt about this turbocharging your research with AI.
Definitely a hot topic.
Right. So we're looking at Paperguide today, and they claim to be an all-in-one game changer for how we find, read, even write academic stuff.
It's ambitious, for sure.
You know.
The amount of research out there is just exploding, easy to feel overwhelmed. So this idea of an AI assistant, swooping in to organize everything, summarize it, even chat with you about these complicated papers, it's definitely got people's attention, but can it actually deliver? That's the question.
Right. They make some bold claims, let's be honest. We're
Yeah.
talking AI-powered search across tons of papers, instant summaries, even summaries of YouTube videos. And honestly, sometimes you need that visual breakdown. But the thing that really blew my mind was this chat with PDF thing.
Interesting concept, right? Instead of wrestling with a dense research paper, getting lost in the jargon, rereading the same paragraph 5 times, you just ask the PDF your question, like you're having a conversation with a really smart research assistant.
Yeah, it's like a live-in tutor who's an expert in whatever you're researching. But does it actually work like that? Let's get into it. Our first section today, AI research assistant, hype or holy grail.
Right. Let's figure out what's real and what's not. Paperguide highlights a bunch of features, but we need to look at them critically. They've got this AI search that supposedly goes through tons of papers to find what you need instantly. But is it as good as they say? Or are we sacrificing quality for speed?
And then there are the AI-generated summaries. I'll admit getting the main points of a 50-page paper in a few bullet points is super tempting. But how much are we missing? Can we rely on a machine to tell us what's important?
That's the big question. Can AI really understand the nuances of human research? The subtle arguments, the unexpected connections? Or are we going to end up with these oversimplified summaries that miss the big picture? We can't trade deep understanding for just surface-level efficiency.
Right. Sometimes those aha moments come from the details, the stuff you might skip if you just read a summary.
Definitely.
Paperguide seems to get this, though, at least from what they say on their website. They have this testimonial from a Surbi Sharma who talks about using chat with PDF with her brother to finish a project way faster. Apparently, they were researching environmental stuff, and the AI helped them find the important information quickly.
It's a good story, and it shows what these tools could do. Imagine if students could cut their research time in half. That frees up so much time for thinking critically, actually using what they learned. We always have to be careful about individual testimonials, though. What works for one person might not work for everyone.
Of course, everyone learns differently.
Yeah.
But it's still exciting, this idea that AI can help us deal with all this information. It's like having a personal research assistant who knows what you need before you even do.
It's an interesting thought. It makes you wonder, if AI can do the heavy lifting with information, what does that free us up to do? How can we use that extra time and energy to take our research further? That's what I'm really curious about.
Me too. It feels like things are changing in how we do research. But before we go too far, let's look at another thing Paperguide talks about. Reference management. I don't know about you, but keeping all those articles and citations straight is the worst part of any research project for me.
Oh, yeah. The dreaded reference rabbit hole. We've all been there, right? Drowning in PDFs. Trying to remember which paper had that quote. It's a necessary evil, but Paperguide says they can make it a lot easier.
Yeah, they call it reference management reimagined. Pretty bold. But when you see what they offer, it actually seems possible. They're talking AI-powered annotation, importing references from anywhere, and get this effortless citations.
Every researcher's dream come true, right? Imagine uploading your PDFs, and instead of doing everything by hand, the AI just takes over. Helps you categorize, connect the dots between papers, even find stuff you might have missed.
Sign me up. No more searching for that one quote the night before a deadline. But seriously, how does it work? How does the AI know what to highlight or what connections to make? It seems too good to be true.
That's what's so cool about these algorithms. They're trained on so much data. They learn to see patterns, find the important themes, even figure out how different pieces of information relate to each other. Think of it like a super-powered research assistant who can read and understand way faster than us.
Okay, that makes sense. But how does this actually help me? Having an AI organize PDFs is one thing, but how does that help me write a better paper or get ready for a presentation?
Good point. It's not just about organizing. It's about changing how we use information. With Paperguide, you're not just making a bibliography. You're building this knowledge base that you can search, explore, and learn from. Imagine instantly finding any quote, statistic, anything important, all organized and ready to go.
Okay, now that's useful. That could be huge.
Yeah.
Not just for academics, but anyone who needs to use information. Well, students, journalists, entrepreneurs, anyone who wants to support their ideas with research.
Exactly. And it gets rid of the boring parts. Paperguide frees you up to focus on the interesting stuff, coming up with ideas, making connections, really understanding what you're researching. It's about working smarter, not harder.
I like that.
Yeah.
But let's talk about something else that's probably on everyone's mind when we talk about AI and research. Writing Paperguide offers this whole AI writing assistance thing, and I'm a little nervous. Are robots going to take our jobs?
I think you're safe for now. But I get it, it's a valid concern. AI writing our papers for us brings up a lot of questions. We're talking about augmentation, though, not replacement.
Okay, that's good to hear. So it's more like a really advanced writing partner than a robot that's going to write my thesis for me.
Exactly. Think of it as a tool to help you write more clearly, get your ideas organized, and make sure you're not making mistakes with grammar or citations.
Right. Because everyone can use a little help with that stuff.
Okay,
So what can this AI writing assistant actually do?
Paperguide says it has AI autocomplete to help you write faster by suggesting words and phrases. There's also something that puts citations in for you so you don't have to keep switching back and forth. And of course, it checks for plagiarism, which is super important.
Those sound really useful, but this is where things get ethically tricky, right? How much help is too much? When does AI writing assistants become cheating?
That's the million-dollar question, and there's no easy answer. It's something we have to talk about more as a society, especially as this technology keeps getting better. The line between assistance and automation is blurry. We need to figure out clear rules for using these tools responsibly.
It's a tough question for sure. We want to use AI, but we don't want to forget about academic integrity. But let's get back to Paperguide for a minute. They have a bunch of user experiences on their website. What are people actually saying about it?
It's always interesting to see how these tools actually work in the real world. And Paperguide's users seem pretty happy. One user, says Albatia, said, "Everyone's worried about AI taking our jobs. I say use it to your advantage." It's like they see AI as a good thing, not something to be afraid of.
I like that. They're not scared of AI. They're using it to be even better. Like if you can't beat them, join them, right?
Right, and that's the exciting part about these tools. They can make knowledge accessible to everyone and give people an advantage no matter who they are or what resources they have.
It's like a secret weapon. Or maybe not so secret if everyone's using it. Another user, Priyat Kohli, talked about how Paperguide helped them write literature reviews. They said it helped them go through a ton of papers super fast and even found connections they didn't see before.
That's the power of AI. It can handle so much information. We can't read and understand huge amounts of text, but AI can do it incredibly fast.
It's like having a whole team of research assistants working for you. No more staying up all night trying to read a stack of papers.
I like it. Paperguide. No more all-nighters.
Right. But seriously, it seems like Paperguide could really change how we do research. AI search summaries, references, even writing help.
It's a lot. It definitely pushes the limits of what's possible. But like with anything powerful, we have to be careful. We've talked about some of the ethical stuff, and those are important conversations to have as these tools get better.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's not just about what these tools can do, but how we should use them. We have to find a balance where AI helps us do our best work without compromising originality, critical thinking, and honesty.
Exactly. And it's up to us, the users, to use these tools the right way. We have to remember AI is a tool. And like any tool, it can be used for good or bad. It's our job to make sure we're using it to learn, understand, and make the world a smarter, more informed place.
Well said. And on that note, let's wrap up with a final thought. AI is changing how we do research. So what role will you play in its future? What kind of world will you create with these tools? Think about it, keep asking questions, and let's keep this conversation going. Thanks for joining us.